Bacteria live in incredibly extreme environments, from the deep sea vents in the tube worms, with waters reaching of above 400 degrees Celsius, enough to incinerate somebody. Some are so extreme that they live in the very sky, where they're constantly bombarded with heat and high amounts of radiation enough to kill a man. To the freezing cold of snow, where bacteria will die from just instantly being removed to a slightly warmer temperature. Prokaryote environments. Prokaryotes can be classified by where they live. Some prefer extreme environments, extremophiles. Extremophiles are bacteria that live in high-intensity environments. For example, heat, ice, as well as the sky. These environments kill most organisms, but bacteria are actually quite happy living here. Some only live within the body, normal flora. Normal flora are normally occurring bacteria that live within organisms, for example within the mouth or gut region. Usually they're seen as very helpful. What are some types of extremophiles? Extreme heat. Thermophiles mean heat lovers, are bacteria that live within high heat environments. We call these thermophiles. An example is sulfur oxidizing bacteria living in tube worms on the ocean floor. The water temperature in this area can get up around 400 degrees Celsius. Tube worms are large organisms that live next to deep sea vents. On the inside, they're not very complex. However, they formed a symbiotic relationship with sulfur oxidizing bacteria that use the heat and chemicals from inside the earth to be able to create energy for both the bacteria and the tube worm, thus allowing them to withstand the high heats. Extreme acid. Acidophiles live in extremely acidic environments. Acidophiles live in high acid environments. Acid can be strong enough to kill organisms normally, but acidophiles actually really enjoy living within these high pH environments. Example, Leptospirillum lives in Iron Mountain wine water. The pH is -2. To give you an example of how that is, hydrochloric acid, which can eat away a car, is a pH of 1. Iron Mountain Mine is an old mining community that has since shut down. The runoff from the mine has created highly acidic water that has led to a Superfund or dead zone site around the area. Because the water is so acidic, no life, or almost no life, can live there. However, there is an organism called Leptospirillum that's been found that can tolerate these low pH environments, and acid that would normally be deadly to the touch, the bacteria actually thrives in. Halophiles love high salt environments. Example, some bacteria live in the salt marshes around San Francisco. Halophiles are salt-loving bacteria. What that means is that they can deal with highly salty environments that normally cause massive amounts of damage to proteins. You can see them in the salt pools up in San Francisco. If you were to take a short drive to Alviso, you would actually see this red color. The red-colored water is caused by specific halophiles. Combinations. Some organisms can be thermophilic acidophiles. For example, Sulfolobus lives in volcanic ponds and acid pools. One such example of a combination extremophile lives just a few hours north next to Redding, California in Mount Lassen. It lives in Boiling Springs Lake, which is a lake of pure battery acid. Organisms, however, really enjoy this. This lake can reach temperatures of above 80 degrees Celsius during the summer and be incredibly hot and deadly to organisms. Now that you have an idea where some of organisms might live, you can be able to kind of think about where organisms might not be able to live. My challenge to you is to kind of think about some extreme environments, and if you wanted to do a little research, you could probably find out on Google what sort of organisms live there. Thanks. Have a good one.